Hey everyone, nice to see you. Welcome to Live, Love, Laugh, Let Go Out Loud with your host, Lynn Serrano. And I'm super excited about my guest today, Mark Rodriguez. I have a little intro here and he'll be right back with me. And we're going to be talking about living your life, love, and laughter. So stay tuned.
You
Welcome, Mark.
put on there. You put my stud picture on there. Oh my
Hey,
god!
let me tell you, people, welcome to the show. But I got to tell you one thing. If you plan to ever be on my show, you better might want to clean up your little Facebook
Yeah,
pictures
you got
because,
that right.
it's open for me. It's open. Hey, Mark, I want to thank you being back on my show here. This is
Absolutely.
Mark Rodriguez. Just tell us a little bit about you, and then we're going to have some fun, you guys, with a new format. And I'm excited. So welcome aboard, Mark.
So thank you so much for having me on, Lynn. It's always a pleasure. It has been an amazing experience watching you grow on your platform. A little bit about me. Let's see here. So I'm a 54-year-old automotive trainer, and what that means is I go into car dealerships and I do speaking events to help dealership personnel um, to deliver world-class service over the phone. And I say that because we are judged by not just what we say, but how we say it. And so we need to become the meaning, the message that we bring. So I'm also a father of two beautiful, beautiful, amazing daughters at 29 years old, and Nicolle and Rebecca. They are the light of my life. They are the reason why I live. I could not imagine my life without them at all. Um, let's see here. Hey, Heather. Um, what else? What else about Mark Rodriguez? I love personal development. I am a member of the Grow Live Academy along with you. In fact, that's how we met. And that Grow Live Academy, which is put on by Ken Walls, has brought what I think is it's just brought together a community of really great people, great like-minded people, fun people, and we all have a story to tell, story to share, and it's just nice to see this continually growing blanket of stories that's weaving into this tapestry of just an amazing, amazing community. What else about me? What else? No, I'm not gonna let you talk, Glenn. No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bury you. I'm joking. What else about Mark Rodriguez? Oh my gosh. It well, I
I
guess
didn't think I'd stump you with the I didn't think I'd stump you with the first question.
you didn't stop me, but when you're asked who you are, it's there's so many different aspects. So I am on I'm definitely on a path to towards constant never-ending improvement, and we could certainly talk about how this year has impacted the both of us. But that's who I am. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I love it. Well, like I said, we're going to have a new features today, and we're going to talk about the live, love, laugh, and let go out loud. So
Cool.
I'm pretty excited that I'm starting this out with you, my friend. But Mark is many things, and Mark.
I did share it already, just so you know.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Hey, Desiree, thanks for being here. I just want to say, Mark, that you're many things, and one thing was instant friendship. I mean, like I've known you all my life, and I just appreciate you and value you so much. And
I value
we're all
you.
so blessed. And it's a ripple effect. If I hadn't introduced Ken last year as a keynote speaker and took this course, I've gotten so much more value out of that. Just the friendships and
Oh
the
yeah.
and the lessons and stuff. It's been great. When you realize you're in this world not by yourself. And it's really, really cool. Yeah, life has been crazy,
Heather
Heather.
Hagen.
Yep, looking
True
forward
words
for
never
a
spoke, Heather.
absolutely. So we might as well just start out with our topics. Our topic is gonna be, let's talk about living your best life back then and now, because you can't really talk about now if the comparison. You really don't know you had a good life, you thought you had a good life, but then what's your good life now? You know what I mean? And especially we're in our 50s now.
Yeah.
And we look good.
Damn right. Damn right we do. Get some applause there. You know, what's going on? Absolutely. Um, so let's talk about living your best life back then and now. So humble beginnings, humble beginnings. Grew up in New York. Mom and dad had 5 sons, all still living. I'm the middle child, the middle of 5.
Wow.
And
You are
my,
the middle.
yeah, right in the middle. My dad worked all his life. I mean, he was just a very, very, very hard worker. And mom raised us while he worked. And I will tell you, looking at the work ethic that he had, that definitely influenced me. Now it was a different mindset. I believe that we grew up with a fixed mindset, and that what I mean by that is, you know, we were raised to find a good job, work that 40-year plan, and hopefully, you know, get that retirement. Well, life has a funny way of kicking you in the ass and showing you, what it's not. And to that extent, um, it became really, really important for me to kind of branch out. And the reason why I say that is things happened. Things happened. I used to think things happened to me until I realized that things happen. Sometimes things happen for you, right?
Yep.
So I was in my early 20s when I met my wife, and things happened real fast. Like this was this was the 90-day plan. I was on that 90-day plan. Meet someone, let's become a father of twins. It wasn't a plan. It happened. And so in 1 year, I moved from New York to New Jersey, and against all odds, my wife and I we were determined we were going to make this work. But my wife and I were two different people, and we really didn't get a chance to really know each other. And she didn't realize just how much I would annoy her. Had no idea how much of a pain in the ass I could be.
But you
And
see, that's a sad thing about the what marriages, people don't tell you, you really get to know somebody before you get married.
well, I'm not going to sit here, Lynn, and tell you that my marriage was a simple case of mind over matter, where she didn't
No,
mind and I didn't matter. I'm not going to say that.
no, of course not.
But what I will say is, um, had that not happened, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
No.
Right? I would have never, dreamt of owning my own business. My family, we were not raised to have that mindset of owning your business. And that's not to take away from my upbringing, because I learned a lot of valuable lessons. It's just that what I found to be true was when my kids were born, it was just like an awakening. I'm looking at these two precious little beings, and they're looking up at me.
Twins even.
Everything. Oh, it was crazy.
Double trouble.
I had a full head of hair. I had a full head of hair, and daughters will do that to you.
I got 3 of them.
There you go. But you have your hair, right?
It's thinner. It's a lot thinner.
No grays. No grays.
Well, one grew up as a beautician, so I'm good.
So so my kids are born, and now it's all about them. That was the one thing that my ex-wife and I, we could agree on, that everything else was BS. It was about coming together and really making the best for our kids. And I give my ex-wife a lot of credit. And to this day, she is still there for both of them, 24/7. So not to take anything away from her at all.
Absolutely.
She's an amazing person. That being said, my when we were raising our kids, my ex-wife was working, and I was having difficulty finding work because I have a degree. I have a BA in economics, which I did nothing with. I was a bartender. I was a waiter. I was a server. Um, and I was a doorman, a nighttime doorman in Midtown Manhattan. In fact, it was over in that building right over, I'm joking, it was on 57th Street and 2nd Avenue. And that was an interesting job. And I remember working the elevators, and I would think to myself, there were days I wanted to go down to the basement and just have someone hit the B, because it was just, I could understand so many people coming from this world of affluence, why they were so unhappy. They were so miserable. I would say good morning and hear nothing back. And that bugged me. That bugged me. Um, Flash forward, here we are. I had to work. Wife had to work, and we had a babysitter. And my wife started getting, hey, Patricia, how are you? My wife was really feeling the pain of not being home for those first steps, first words. So we both decided, you know what, she was going to stay home and raise the kids, and I'd work. So I went from selling water filtration systems in Jersey City, and if you can sell Jersey City water, you can sell anything, right? To going to sell cars, and selling cars was interesting because I didn't, there was such a negative stereotype about car salespeople, and it was tough. It wasn't easy. The training, it wasn't like you have video training that's on demand today. Um, at the dealership I worked for, we pretty much had to shadow someone, and we were told, watch these videos. Used cars are here, new cars are here, and after spending a few days with a person, you're going to go out there and make them proud. Well, what I didn't realize was that there's a psychology to selling. There's a psychology, and I will say to you, not to bore you with the automotive industry, but it's what's true back then is still true today. And that is, selling a car is as easy as, just the thought process of making a friend and then selling a car, which presupposes that you've got to build relationships, right? You have to become interesting before in other words, you have to be interested before you're found interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so here I am, I'm selling cars, and I went to work for another car dealership because I didn't feel it was happening with Chevy. And I went to Nissan and did very, very well there. I worked my way up to manager, sales manager. And then in the mid 90s, late 90s, they came out with this thing called the BDC, which is an acronym for the Business Development Center. It's a call center. And so I worked that for a few years, and then we parted ways with that company, and went to work for a training company. And at that training company, it's where I learned all the skills to really help dealerships do what I train them to do today. And that is how to overcome objections, how to build relationships on the phone, how to create business, right? It's one thing to maximize a dealership's dollars that they're spending on advertising and convert them to sales calls that show up. It's another to really carry on that conversation, long after the person has either left the store or they purchased a vehicle or didn't purchase. And that, I'm passionate about that. I enjoy helping people who are looking at the automotive industry as a second opportunity, because their current job, they were outside, they were downsized, they were fired, they were let go after working there for 20 years, 15 years. And now they're, what do I do now with my life? Right? So the number one reason why people go into the car business is to make money. But I'll tell you, the number one reason why they leave is because they're not making enough money. And so a lot of dealerships, they don't do a great job of training their people. They really don't. And not just training on how to sell a car, but how to fish, right? How to really build, manage, and maintain their growing book of business. And it's not easy. And it does require a skill set. But as with everything in life, it's never too late. It's never too late to be the success you were always meant to be. Now, I'm done with the boring talk about car
Oh,
sales.
thank God. We lost about 5, 10 viewers, man.
All right. But listen, this is who I am.
I,
This is what has helped me put food on the table for my kids for
I,
many years.
I resin you. I mean, but basically, you didn't really answer my question here, though.
So my best, I'm
You
still
will
Come
say,
on. You can do better than that. Answer the question.
when we talk about living our best life.
"Eh,
I'm 54. See, when I was in my 20s, I didn't think about what what was future Mark Rodriguez going to be like. I was in the here and now. I was, how am I going to make ends meet? I've got 2 kids. I've got a family. I wasn't thinking about who was Mark going to be at 50. Well, when the separation and divorce happened, man, we're still raising the kids, right? Still, now the kids are women, right? And now it's living my best life right now in a year of so many changes. Man, I it's not about the money, it's about my health. It's about, your taking care of you, not just for you, but taking care of you so that you can be of service to someone else. You know what I mean? Living my best life now is learning these skills, right?
yeah,
It's making the investment to learn the technology to become of service to someone else. Because here's the reality, Lynn. If on all of your shows you just touch one person per show who decides to make a positive change in their life, right? It was worth it. And if
absolutely.
that doesn't turn you on, if that doesn't get you going and give you the motivation to continue doing it, then then stop doing it. You know.
Absolutely.
Um,
And
but again, living the best life. I could spend hours talking about that, hours. So I will just say this to you: I am learning and growing every single day. The best is still yet to come, and I'm looking to make incremental, um, progressive steps forward in all areas of my life, whether it's my weight, my mindset, my overall health, um, physical health. I mean, just all of it, because it all does matter in the end. It really does.
well, thank heavens. I mean, at 50, we have more knowledge to actually take bits and pieces of our life and paste them together to make it better. So, hey, Jamie, so good to see you.
Boy, she's not just Jamie. She's
She's the
Jamie,
solar queen.
right?
Jamie, yes, we have a celebrity, and she was on Grant Cardone. She pitched Grant Cardone. Yeah, she's a celebrity. So we're honored for your presence. Honored, very
Wait.
humble.
Sandra Amelie McDonald said, "People don't leave their job; they leave their bosses." I believe that.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
believe that
point.
too.
I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too. One person a day. Yeah, I don't.
So it's funny. Could I just interject there?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what I'll do is, I don't know if you can see these little coins. So I start the day with about 4 or 5 of these, and I have them in my right pocket. Right. And so I ask myself the question every night when I journal: did I do my part today? And part
Oh,
is an acronym. The P stands for praise. Did I praise someone today? Right. The A stands for acknowledge. Did I acknowledge someone today? Because far too often people are only acknowledged when they do things in a negative way, right? They only acknowledge for the bad.
right.
And what that reinforces the bad behavior. And then R is, did I reward someone? So every so often, I don't do, all 4 every day. I might do 4 of one. But there are times if I go through Dunkin' Donuts, I'll pay for the person's order behind me, right? Just to make their day. It's a few bucks to put a smile on someone's face. And the T The T stands for thank you. Did I thank someone today? So my goal every day, and much to what Tracy is saying about one person a day is 365 a year. Well, imagine 5 a day where you're doing your part. How do you know you're doing your part? Well, every time you do that, you basically, every time you either praise, acknowledge, reward, or thank someone, you move one coin from your right pocket to your left pocket. If you're a female, you're not wearing pockets. I don't know how you do that, uh,
Bra.
but it's just a neat way.
That is
Now take that
nice.
365 and multiply that by 5. That's
Wow.
over 1,700.
Thank you, Jamie, for writing that out. I love that.
The solar queen. That's
Your
why she's
part.
the
She's
queen.
the solar queen. She is just amazing. I love you, Jamie.
She doesn't even have to be in the solar industry. Her smile alone is like
I,
enough energy to light up the city right here.
I know, right? I know. I just love that. You inspire me. Aww.
Sandra gave you
Aww.
a lot of love right there.
Thank you, Sandra. I love you. I'm honored and blessed to have you in my audience all the time. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
That's awesome. That's some applause right
Oh, so I love that.
there. Tracy, I got that from a workshop I attended for the it was the New Jersey chapter of the National Speakers Association. And I heard
Nice.
the speaker talk about that. I was like, wow, that resonated with me.
Okay,
Really.
this is perfect time to go into let's talk all things love and what it means to you. And I
Oh,
mean, just, like
getting deep now.
loving, yeah,
You're peeling back the onion, girl.
I certainly am. That's why it's called Live, Love, Laugh.
Love? Woo. All right, we'll talk love. So what do you want to know? What do you want to know, Lynn?
Well,
What is love to me?
Yeah, I mean, like, I instantly love you. Like, you're like my brother, one of my best friends. I mean, like, there's just a lot to love, the things you love in life and just all sorts of things that we I love when our audience, she loves chocolate. So, by the way, you guys, feel free to answer these questions too. We love hearing that. So, just love in life, just love in general.
Okay. All right. Wow. Big time spotlight here. All right,
Yeah.
so first, what I have learned is that in order to love anyone else, you really have to have the emotional intelligence and the capacity to love yourself with
100.
all your faults. Right?
Absolutely.
And I struggle with that. Because I haven't arrived. The pandemic has been a crazy year. The pandemic, in 1 year, I lost my father. My mother is down in Florida. Business took a real big hit when I had to take care of them 24/7 for months. It was tough, and it's just now that I'm realizing everything happens for a reason. And I find that no matter how down I've gotten, I have been so blessed. I mean, so blessed. And despite everything that's going on, I have so much to be grateful for. And I've got friends who will take, I mean, they'll make this for me. I mean, this is my friend Arlene Patrick. She put a picture of my dad and mom on the front, picture of me and my daughters on the back, and my dad and mom. And what I've done is I've converted this into a journal. It is a gratitude journal, but what I've done is I've turned this into a conversation with dad.
Oh, I love it.
Every day I start off with good morning, dad. And I'm having the conversations that I couldn't have with him because he had dementia in his last year, and I was so freaking busy, that I'm guilty. I'm guilty of not taking the time to do that in depth. I would give anything to be able to do a Facebook Live with him, do an interview with him today. I'd give anything. But I'm able to do that, and it's healing. It really is. For anyone in the audience who has lost someone special in their lives, I mean anyone, I can tell you firsthand that if you grab a journal and you just have a conversation with that loved one, you know, and maybe there are things that you're holding in your heart that you felt weren't right, things were done to you, man, forgiveness is
Oh
such
yeah.
a healing thing. But love, so I am single,
Which we'll
and
talk about that later.
I have done the online dating thing, and
We'll
we can
talk
share
about that
some
later.
steps. But what love means to me, I tell you, you really you need to love yourself first before you can really love anyone else. And when you really love yourself, then you're able to embrace, you know, serving others. But it does start with you. If you read Jack Canfield's Success Principles, the first principle is taking 100% responsibility and accountability for you, for everything that happens in your life. Because whether it's good or bad, you're still in control. What are you in control of? How could you be in control of a pandemic? Well, I can't control the pandemic, but I can control how I react to the pandemic, right? That's totally in my control. I can wake up every single day with in a state of gratitude, have an attitude of gratitude. That's in my control. So I recently started doing the miracle morning, and I invite anyone in your audience to do that with me. I would love to be an accountability partner, and you could be mine, right?
Hello. Hello. I bought the book. We haven't talked about it yet.
We have not. Well, with the miracle morning, we will talk about it though. You'll bring it back up.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
So I was just going to say that there's something called savers.
Yep.
So if you start every day, and whether you dedicate an hour or more, it's up to you. Just divide it by 6, your hour. So in my case, it would be the first S for savers stands for silence, 10 minutes of meditation. The A stands for affirmations. Well, your affirmations, living with, oh, tough. Absolutely. Oh, Sandra, I lived it. I lived it.
Yeah, she's been living it twice. So
Oof.
my thoughts
The,
are always with you, Sandra.
the A stands for affirmations. And your affirmations should be, you know, your kind of like your goals as if they already happened, as in I am statements. So for me, I'm unstoppable, right? I'm victorious, right? I am worthy. I am worthy. That's my affirmation. And I'd say those 30 times a day. Um, the V stands for visualization. Visualization. And so I made this vision board where I just put the things that are really important to me. And I just take about 10 minutes and I look at that board and I start connecting the dots. You know, well, in order for me to be in a loving relationship, you know, I need more information. I need to do a better, I need to work on me. Because I got stuck looking for the one until I realized I'm the one.
Yeah.
I'm the one, right? The E stands for exercise, right? We need to exercise, and certainly more than 10 minutes. But if you're starting out, 10 minutes is fine. Get your body moving. The R stands for read. And so I'm reading the Miracle Morning now, 10 minutes a day. And the last S in the word savers stands for scribe, which means to write. So I'm writing in my journal every single day. And when you can do those 6 things every day, man, you feel alive, you feel accomplished, you feel fantastic, you feel great. But when you wake up every day without a plan and you're just wandering aimlessly, then what happens is the soundtrack of your life becomes, and no one deserves to live with that soundtrack. Nobody, right? But you've gotta be your own cheering section, especially with the pandemic, right? Because no one cares more about you than you. No one. No one's do a better job of taking care of you than you.
Well, no one can do the exercise for you, you know? That's the thing. Because I mean, I'll do as much as I can for you, Mark, but there's just certain things, I can't feed you. I can't do that kind of stuff, Like I shoot. I mean, my body's broken, but I did 10 minutes twice yesterday on my exercise bike.
There you
It'll
go.
eventually get me to my goal. But
But
that's
you know
better
what?
than nothing.
It's incremental steps. It's baby
Absolutely.
steps.
It's just like the compound effect book. It says, you can't leave California to go to New York if you don't know your starting
No,
point and you
no.
don't have the direction of where you're leading. You can be a little off if you don't, the measure of time. So
Well,
that's
to,
truly.
to that point, and that's a great analogy, Lynn. Thank you for bringing it up
Yeah,
because when an airplane, if an airplane flying from New York to California is just off by 1 degree,
absolutely.
it's going to end up in Canada.
That's right.
It's going to, but they say the definition of success is, you're daily, you're working on these habits every day, right?
Yep,
And successful habits. So
absolutely.
something as simple as dedicating 10 minutes to those 6 areas will have a huge impact on your life.
Oh
So
yeah,
success is practicing a few disciplines every single day. Right?
absolutely.
But it's a
Absolutely.
commitment. It's a commitment. Now, how do you define commitment? Oh, my Fitbit counts my dog steps. Does that count? Hey, we gotta have a talk, girl. We gotta have a talk.
I know, right?
We have to have an intervention.
An intervention, yeah. That'll be a show for another day, people.
But failure is it's just a few errors in judgment practiced every day,
Oh
right?
yeah.
A few errors in judgment. All it takes is just, when you wake up, like something as simple as drinking water every day, right?
That's a tough one for me, but I try.
But
Cheers.
water, being hydrated. Hey,
Yeah.
what?
Cheers. There
Being
you go,
hydrated.
Papa. But no, seriously though, I mean, I had the discipline of when I was into bodybuilding and exercising, and I was just a gym rat. I mean, I'd go swimming in the morning and work out at the Anytime Fitness in the evening, and I just love it. I just can't do that the way I used to, but so it's like I'm all in or nothing, So it's now that in the 50s, I gotta like, Lynn, you're all in till your joints are hurting. But that's the blessing. All the soreness I had from working out before, that felt good to me. So now that pain that I get now, I think, oh man, I'm sorry, but I didn't do shit for exercising. So,
That-
that was just the movement to go with the pain, but just be more, reasonable about it. But yeah, every day, I've lost a lot of weight at different times and people say, how you do it? And it's like, you got to be consistent on doing that stuff. So, it's just, oh, look who's in the house. Tammy, we love you.
We love Tammy's. Tammy is a sister from our group, from
That's
our
right.
Lab Academy. Love you, Tammy. Gotta
I
have you,
love
Tammy.
Oh, now that Tammy's here, this is a great topic. Let's talk all things about make us laugh. Oh
Oof.
my gosh. Look at the times. Okay, so just like when we got together last night talking just a little bit, you're being goofy. Let's be goofy. I'm gonna make the screen loud here. Let's show how goofy we were last night. Come on, show what you could do with your
Oh,
screen.
the screen. So I can. So depending upon, well, I can move this thing around and bring it right back. And I think my camera needs to be moved up. There we go. There we go. Listen, you want to talk goofy? I want to talk goofy. You want to talk about online dating?
Oh wait! Oh, you want to move to that? No, we'll go with that in another
All right,
6 minutes.
all
But
right.
yeah, for laughs, let's do this one.
So, have you ever gotten yourself in a pickle? What kind of pickle would you say you gotten yourself into? That you learned the most valuable lesson ever.
Wow. Are we talking kosher or dill? Right? 'Cause I've done them both.
Hey, I've heard some people tell me some relish over here.
So I actually, yeah, I think it's the moments in my life when I made things out to be worse than what they were, and that's something I work on constantly. In my
Dude,
mind, on my mind, there are times I will make things worse than what they are. And then when it happens, it's like, I mean, really? Really? It wasn't that bad.
You know what? It's just like Three's Company. You know, Three's Company, they always assumed shit and thought this or that. And, you know, there's a lot to be made with the comic stuff of people just assuming stuff, you know, but
Lynn, just to refresh my memory, because I am 54. What were some of the assumptions that were made on Three's Company?
oh, don't even start. I'm not gonna get
What
off
were they?
here. But just some of the things like the landlord coming over and thinking that
Jack.
Jack was gay, and then the fact that who was sleeping with who and dating and things like that. Yeah, you just want to go back to that dating stuff because that's gonna be so funny.
Not at all. Not at all.
But anyways,
That's a Three's Company.
Come on. You can do better than that. Answer the question.
Well, yeah, it was. I'll give you the crazy, one of the craziest times that I've ever been through. I was training in Portland, Oregon, and a dear friend of mine, his name is Novak Banda. He won't mind me calling him out on this. I fly to Portland, and I go in the day before training. It was a beautiful day. I was staying up by his place because he worked for the company. And he goes, "Hey, let's go kayaking." Now, I've gone kayaking in the Pine Barrens down in Jersey. And that's 6 feet of water. You know, I mean, you're basically in a tub. You know, you're not.
you can stand up.
There's no fear. You know. So I didn't know what the Clackamas River was. I didn't know what was involved. All I know is we get the kayaks on the water, and it looked so calm and so serene. It was beautiful, celestial. It was amazing until we come around the bend, and I hear, and the water is actually folding. It's folding. It's folding. It's folding all around. It's folding. And I'm like, oh shit! What? I'm not prepared for this. And I have an oar. I want 2 oars, right? I want a freaking motor. I want to get the hell out of there. And they say when you're driving to avoid an accident, in other words, don't stare at the thing you're going to hit, because if you do, you're going to hit it. Well, there was a tree in the middle of this water, and I'm like, I don't want to hit the tree. I don't want to hit the tree. I don't want to hit the tree. I hit the tree. I hit it. And so I fall out of the kayak, and now I'm holding on to the kayak, and the water had to be about 40 degrees, and my legs are banging against the rocks. And this canoe out of nowhere, it was like, from up above, this canoe shows up, and I hold on to it, and he brings me to shore. And that morning, Novak and I are over at, I think it was Walmart or Dick's Sporting, I forget the place. And he goes, "We need to get you a life vest," right? And so I said, I'm never going to use it again, So I had a choice. Do I go with the $60 life vest, which was really made well, it was constructed really nicely, or do I go with the few pieces of styrofoam held together with yarn, right? So I go with this really cheap vest. And in hindsight, that was the worst move I could have ever made, to not get the really, the more expensive.
Yeah, well, you could have just sat back and float the river. I mean, what the heck,
But I will tell you this, though. You got to give me credit. When Novak pulled up to shore with me, and the only way back was to go get back in that kayak. Now, I'm cold, I'm drenched. I'm like, I just came to Portland to freaking do some training, man. Why is it now Survivor? Why is it do or die? So, you know what? I said, the hell with it. I'm going to get back in the water. We go back in, and I didn't know what a jetty was. It was like a swirl. So I get caught in this jetty now, and I'm fighting it. I broke through. And so when we get to land, we get in the car. Novak goes, "Hey man, I don't want to tell you this, but can't tell you how many people have died right by that jetty." Well, what? Because yeah, people that's a tough thing to break through.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So that for me, that
That
that and training in Long Island, in Huntington Station. It was October 12th, 2004, 2004, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm training, I think 8 or 9 people. All of a sudden, a loud explosion. The whole building just pancakes out onto Huntington Turnpike. I mean, within minutes, this building it goes up in flames. I'm telling you, Lynn, I have been through some shit in my life.
Oh, of course. That's
It
why
has
I said
been crazy. So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
but
That's a pickle.
there must be a reason for me to be here. There's got to be a
Yeah.
reason.
I had a friend, Ron Pruitt. He told about a pickle story, and he had near death experience with the boat motor.
Ooh,
And yeah, and we could kind of laugh about it now because he's okay. But I said, boy, that was more like relish. So, yeah,
absolutely.
that was crazy. So, anyways, we talked a little bit about laughing, but now, at our age, let's talk a little bit about letting go out loud. Like, I mean, at this age, we're so thankful to be living this long that we realize how much we sweated the small stuff, and we
Oh,
shouldn't be sweating the small stuff. So, I sometimes hope that people watch the show and they realize how petty and how small things are, and to make it affect your whole health and how you feel and things like that. I've got a stomach condition, so I always have to, things affect my stomach and then affect my life. So I've just learned
I
to
have
let a lot of things go.
I have a weight problem. I can't
Yeah.
wait to eat.
Shut up. All right, you know what? We're dying to talk about this, so let's go
No,
dive
but wait,
into
no.
it.
You were just going to talk about sweating the little things.
Yeah, so
So
go.
here,
No, you
so
talk about it.
here I am. I'm 54. I'm a Puerto Rican from the Bronx, and the one thing that you would think a Puerto Rican from the Bronx could do, right, would be to dance and dance salsa, right? Well, there you go, Tammy. I love it. Um, I didn't learn to dance salsa until the age of 47.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I
I was
thought it.
afraid. I was afraid to dance.
Oh my gosh, you never went to a quince or nothing where you had to dance?
Yeah, and I held up the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was afraid to do it. I could never. I could see
Oh,
when you tell yourself you can't do something,
you're
you're right.
right. You're right.
You're right. So the reason why, and this is the perfect segue into online dating, is I didn't have a great experience with the online dating, and so I figured, you know what? Maybe I should learn how to dance. Maybe I'll meet somebody, dancing. And I drove by this place called Just One Dance Studio, and it was a Wednesday night. They were having an open group class, and I fell in love with it. Like it, this was the one place where not one woman would tell you no. The word no did not exist. And I had issues with rejection. I really, really did. I truly, truly did. I had,
Oh,
you know, uh, again, but this, wow, you're making me go back now. So on that same theme of being afraid of rejection, and sometimes we'll do more to avoid being being rejected than we will to just go through it. We'll avoid that, right?
oh yeah.
And just so at the age of 14, 15 years old, we had just moved to New York from New Jersey, and we were only there for about 9 months. That's another story I won't get into. But
You
so
mean the Jersey part, right? Because
yeah,
that
so
was
here we are in Co-op City, and I noticed this girl, this teenager who must have been my age, and I thought, oh my God, she's out of my league. Totally. There's no way she would even think twice about me. No way. So weeks go by and we end up meeting with a bunch of other friends, what have you, and we end up in a friend's apartment. And we're playing a game called Spin the Bottle.
That was popular back in the day.
There you go. And so it landed on her and I. And it was a dare. And it was a dare. So we ended up in a bedroom. And I will tell you.
Daytime show.
No. That's just it. This was church for me. This was church. This was church. Nothing happened. And it was because of me. I was so nervous. I was so, and do you want to know something?
Back in the day, I call it a good boy.
From that day, all the way out to 37 years later, we stayed in the friend zone. I mean, I saw her in the elevator the one time, and she had her 2 daughters, and they were young. And I was like, wow, your daughters are so cute. I go, no, she had the one. The other one wasn't born yet. I said, your daughter is so beautiful. I go, how old is she? And she went, oh, she's 39 months. I said, 39 months? Yeah, she's 39 months. So she goes, yeah, I go, yeah, I do. She goes, how old are yours? I said, well, mine is 720 months. She went, what? I go, so listen, at some point, when do you stop the months? Like after 12 months, you're done. It's a year. You have a 3-year-old child. You're 39 months. You give birth to a lease? A car lease? What the hell is that? How old is your kid? 39 months. Who does that? Who the hell does that, right?
Somebody that's breastfeeding.
No. Wait a second. So now that's why it's laugh out loud. So you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. That's the truth. But that was you're snorting. No, I hear it. That just came out. You snorted. That came out. No, you get yourself together, girl. This is your show. Come, Lynn. Come, Lynn. So,
oh, Dios mío, God help me.
But now you got me snorting.
Oh, look, no
Listen,
hand. I'm away from
no, you have to stop. Time out. No more snorting. It's
I'm
getting
machine.
now. So, wow.
Oh my gosh.
You okay?
I got my core exercises in today.
So that same person, years later, I was married at the time. I was in Jersey, and when I got divorced, I was doing a speaking a workshop. I'm also a speaker for the Greater New York Dealer Association as well as NJ Car, and so I was giving a event laughing yoga. It was like 1:00 in the afternoon. It was a 3-hour presentation. I thought, you know what? Do I go home to Jersey or go visit mom? So I went to visit mom. So when I get home, my brother is up from Florida. He goes, you're never going to believe who I saw. Downstairs, I go, who? Jeannie. So I go down. So he says she's going to Virginia Beach tomorrow. Do you want to go up and say goodbye? So I go up, and turns out that she was, things weren't working out for her and her relationship. The long story short was, and this is now going, here's the full circle now to that story when I came to New York from Jersey. And I thought back then, there's no way she'd even look at me twice. Do you know, 37 years later, she told me, I had a crush on you way back then.
I'm trying to do the calculator how many months this is.
And all I needed to do, Lynn, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy.
Where are you?
All I needed to do, Lynn, was just knock on her door. The worst she could have told me back then was, sorry, Mark, I'm not interested.
Right?
But fear holds us back. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, that's that fear story, you know?
Oh man. But
Yeah,
you gotta let go of your fears, because if not, you lose out on so much. I mean,
absolutely.
shoot, I was scared to ask for half of the guests that I've had on my show. And I was like, so I thought, and then finally I'm like, will you do my show? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh,
But I will
okay.
tell you this though, the one fear I did not have was that, by doing this show, I was never fearful that I would ever hear you snort. And
Shut
now,
up. It's your
now,
machine.
and now that I've heard you snort, I've heard you do that.
Oh, stop.
Now,
Do
now,
do it
now,
while I'm
now
talking. You'll know.
my life is complete.
Oh, you're a smart ass, and I
So
love you.
online dating.
Let's talk
No,
about
no,
dating. Dun, 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 dun,
no
dun.
bueno, no bueno,
Dude,
no
I'm
luck,
in the same boat, and I
no
got
luck.
stories, man.
Story
That
number
really
one. Story number one. All right. Name's Katie, and I got to tell
the
you,
name was changed. Trust me.
I got to tell you, Katie's picture. I mean, I'm like, hey, I got to meet this person. Tammy, neither am I. So we're talking, and she had the voice. She had the voice of her voice was like an angel. It was an angel. It was amazing. So we're gonna meet. And I asked her, where do you want to meet? I wanted to feel comfortable. I didn't want to, I wanted to pick a public place, right? So she goes, you know what? Let's meet at the Cheesecake Factory. So okay, no problem. We'll meet at the Cheesecake Factory. And so I'm looking for her, and by the way, she did ask me. She said to me, she says, Mark, by the way, describe yourself. 6 feet tall. I definitely have weight to lose. I'm 312. And I'm working on that. So she asked me, and I said to her, I go, well, describe yourself. And I know I heard her say, I'm 5'8", and I'm 155. And I know in my mind, I have a vision, idea, a concept, an imagination of what that looks like in my mind, with heels or without heels. So I'm at the Cheesecake Factory, and I'm looking for this person. And I'm looking, and all I know is I hear someone calling out the name Mark, and I look over, and I kid you not, I said, this can't be her. This is not her. When I heard her name come out of her lips, my initial thought was, I just wanted to go away, like really, really, really fast. I really, really did. I wanted to run. Because she was not 155. She had to have been 290 soaking wet. And don't get me wrong, I am not shallow. Listen, I printed her picture. I brought her picture with me, right? So I'm not an idiot. We sat at the table. Yes, it was a table and not a booth, because I'm not going to get into why, but we sat at a table. And so I had to ask her. I said, number one, when was that picture taken? Oh, I, I, I have I have to update it. I haven't updated my picture. How how long ago was it? What? And don't get me wrong, this wasn't like a baby shot, no, but it was there was a college picture,
Oh,
and I said okay. I said now this is the pardon the pun. This is the elephant in the room, and I said that's it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. No, not
ay, Dios mío.
the question was. I said to her, I know over the phone you asked me my weight, and I was honest with you. I told you I weighed over 300 pounds. I told you. I said, why did you tell me you weighed 150? She goes, I never told you I weighed 150. I go, you certainly did. She says, no, 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 no. I told you that my target weight is 155. I said, no. I said, well, no. First of all, I train words and phrases for a living. When I hear target 155, because I know my target is 185, but that's like going from Shea Stadium out to Wrigley Field. That ain't gonna
Hey.
happen anytime soon, right?
Uh,
I was a gentleman though. I stayed, and yes, she did order the 7-layer molten exploding chocolate cake. She got it, and it was okay. But that I was like, man, why lie? You're gonna be found out.
yeah.
That's one aspect of online dating I hate. People are not who they say they are, right?
Yeah.
The second and last one I'll mention because I know, wow, we're 56
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
I know. I know.
Last
You
one,
talked a lot.
last one. I'm not gonna say the name, but I we met online. Really sweet person. We meet in person, and a week later, she calls me, and she's crying. I go, what's wrong? What's going on? She goes, oh my God, there's a flood in my basement. There's water everywhere, everywhere. Oh my God. I said, what? But are you okay? But there's water everywhere. It's coming from everywhere. She goes, are you handy? Am I handy? I told her I'm handicapped when it comes to plumbing. I'm not a plumber. Plumber. No lay pipe. Not in that way. I'm just saying. I'm not a plumber.
Uh,
There's the same person who invited me to go bike riding. So I drive down to her place and I go, where's your bike? She pulls down from the garage and the brakes are like up on the top of the handlebars. And we're riding, and she's riding like this, like she's trying to dodge a bullet, a sniper. I go, are you okay? She says, I feel like I'm in the movie Rocky. She says, can't you hear the music? All I hear is do, 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 do. I'm like, come on. and then there was salsa. So I went and I figured, you know what? I'm gonna meet someone here, right? Yo no sé mañana. Like I'm gonna meet someone. And the person I met ended up giving me her number. I called her and I got let me call you back in 10 minutes. I go, why? My husband's home. Oh, exactly. I was done. I was done.
oh,
It was over. You know what? I figured now salsa is going to be my safe zone. That's gonna be my safe zone. And I committed to dancing with everybody. Everybody. And here's what I noticed. The guys would pick
Avanza.
the cuter women to
Yeah.
dance. And I danced with everyone. Everyone.
That's
And I got
awesome.
people come up to me and thank me. Hey, Mark, thank you so much. Anyway, I know we're getting to an hour.
Yeah,
but hopefully I had fun. I know I had fun. I hope you had fun.
Mark, this was a lot of fun. This just, you're just the best. I love you very much. I thank you for being here, filling in and, whenever, or just all the support you give me. So
Always.
I look forward to more times do it. And yeah, really quick, we will need to have them back and talk about that Facebook Barry White stuff. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Mark, you're awesome.
Tammy, no,
Absolutely.
you're awesome.
Yeah,
You're
we
awesome.
love you. We love you. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go out with that special video I made of your family and you. I
Oh,
love you. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here.
rock.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Tracy.